Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Compound Interesting. This is Emil, and in today's video I'm going to run you through my crypto exit strategy. So it's getting to the later stages of the crypto bull run in 2021. Well, maybe we have a long way to go, but I think we're at least halfway through in my estimation. So it's time to start making a plan if you want to sell any of your crypto before the end of this run, so you don't just get left holding the bag at the end of this. Before we get going, I'll just show you my nice view. This is the Irish countryside. So it was a cracking day earlier, but it's getting a bit cloudy now. Still not too bad. If you wouldn't mind just quickly smashing the thumbs up button, it would be hugely appreciated. And subscribe if you haven't already. And let me just run you through my thoughts on how I'm going to exit this crypto bull run, because I went through the last crypto bull run in 2017 and I got left holding the bag hard. I had a lot of altcoins that went to complete crap, like lost 99% on some of them, but I held all the way through. But yeah, a lot of people in the crypto space will just say hodl, hodl, hodl the whole way. But yeah, that's not realistic for everyone. And at the end of the day, it is sore when you've hodled all the way through this incredible run and this incredible crash and you haven't sold a cent. That's exactly what I did last time around. So this time around, again, I'm going to hold the vast majority of my crypto, particularly my Bitcoin. I'm only going to sell a very, very small proportion of my Bitcoin because that's obviously the safest and the one that you should want to stack the most. It's the most important crypto for a reason, because it has the best use case. So in my opinion, you want to really keep your Bitcoin, keep as much Bitcoin as you can, and use the altcoins and Ethereum, etc., to increase the amount of Bitcoin, increase the size of your Bitcoin position. That should be your aim, in my personal opinion. That's my aim anyway. So this is a little spreadsheet that I'm going to walk you through at the end of the video, exactly how to sell all your crypto, and we're going to use Bitcoin as an example, and imagining that you have one Bitcoin that you want to sell over the course of this crypto bull run. So first, as I mentioned, you want to work out what coins you want to sell. Like maybe you only have Bitcoin, then it's very, very simple. But if you have a lot of coins like I do, you kind of want to tier them on which ones you want to keep for the long term and which ones you want to sell completely. So yeah, I'd always recommend to keep it at least maybe 10% of each altcoin, just in case, just as a moon bag. But yeah, for some of the altcoins, it's no problem at all if you want to exit 90% of them if you've made a nice profit on them. Because believe me, they will crash hard. Well, they did crash really, really hard the last time, so they could easily crash hard again this time around. How I'm thinking about it is I'm going to sell, let's say, about 15% of my Bitcoin, up to 15% of my Bitcoin, depending what price it goes, or maybe up to even 20% if it goes crazy high, and then maybe sell up to the other coins that I really like, that I'll probably keep for the very long term, that I think will be worth a lot more in a decade's time, the ones I really think will stick around. I'll sell up to 30% of them. Obviously, they're still not as safe as Bitcoin. Sorry, my percentage sign isn't working there. But my two favorite holdings after Bitcoin are Ethereum and Link. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, that shouldn't come as a surprise to you. I'll link some videos up there. What a dad joke right there. If you want to check out and learn a bit more about those currencies. And maybe the rest of my top 10 coins, I'd sell up to 50% of them. And then the real shit coins, I'll sell up to 100%. By this 50%, I mean coins that are in like the top 20 on CoinMarketCap at the moment. Like ones that are a little bit safer, a bit more established, higher market cap coins, I'll sell probably more than 50%. Let's say 80% or something, 75%. I'd say. And then I'd probably try and exit out of the tiny ones up to 90%. We'll just keep a moon bag for all of them. Very clear that I really want to keep my Bitcoin, and a lot of these microcaps I will be selling into Bitcoin, because you can't just sell them directly into fiat currency. So I might have to sell them into Bitcoin, and maybe I'll keep that Bitcoin. But next we have to work out what prices we're going to sell them at. And the way to work out what prices I'm going to start selling these at, what price I'm going to start selling this at, what price I'm going to sell Ethereum and Link, and what price I'm going to sell my Bitcoin at. I'm going to use Bitcoin as a proxy for the rest of the market to kind of establish where we are in the market. So these are the different price targets that Bitcoin could potentially go to. So here are the price targets on the left that I have for Bitcoin, and this will let me know where we are in the market and how much of the other coins I will have to sell. As you can see, at every 10 grand, I'm selling 0.01 Bitcoin. We're imagining I have one Bitcoin that I want to sell. So at 80,000, I'm going to sell 0.01 Bitcoin, and then I'll be left with a balance of 0.99 Bitcoin, and I'll have earned $800 from that, and my balance, sorry, that should be 800. is now $800. And as you can see, the figures increase by 10 grand each time up till 150,000. Then I've started to increase them by 15,000 until we get to 255,000 or 300,000, sorry, up to 300,000. Then I'm increasing them by 20,000 each. Who knows if we'll get that far, but that's just how I'm staggering these buys. And I'm going to leave the spreadsheet in the description so you can play around with these numbers, but I'm just trying to lay it out for you here. So you can see we're starting off at 80,000. We're going to sell 0.01, and then at each interval we're going to sell gradually more. So I've multiplied the 0.01 by 5%, and then again by 5%, 5%, 5%. So we're selling more and more as the price goes up, because you want to sell the most of your Bitcoin when the price is high. So yeah, you're selling almost triple the amount when Bitcoin is at 100,000. And if you want, you can change these numbers. You can make this 10%. All I'd have to do is this 10%, and you just drag it down. And now we're selling way more, I'd say. Alright, so I hope you understand how this spreadsheet works. Basically, this is the price. You input the price you want to sell it at and how much you want to raise it by at each interval. This is the amount that you want to sell at that interval. So here we just have 0.01, and we can add 10% if we want. So we're selling more when the price is higher, but you don't have to do that. You can just sell 0.01 each time using 1 Bitcoin as an example. This is the amount of Bitcoin that you'll have left after selling however much. So by the end of this example, we'll have 0.2 Bitcoin. If Bitcoin went to 400,000, we'll have sold 0.8 Bitcoin. And this amount is the amount that you earned for that one transaction. And this is the amount that you've earned in total for all the previous transactions. So the sum of those, you can see, equals that. So that's how much you'd be left with at the end, 220,000 in this example. So you might be like, oh, but if I sold 0.8 Bitcoin at 400,000 instead, then I'd be left with way more money than 220,000. Yeah, but what if Bitcoin doesn't get that far? What if Bitcoin only goes to 150,000? You'll be left with nothing, and Bitcoin's price will have gone back down to 30,000 or something, and you'll still have your full Bitcoin, but it's only worth 30,000. But in this scenario, you have 13,000, and you can buy the Bitcoin. You can buy half a Bitcoin and double your position or whatever. So the other thing I should note is that, oh yeah, a lot of people think, okay, 80,000, I don't want to start taking profits at 80,000. That's way too low. Bitcoin's definitely going to go higher. So the way I'm going to do it is, instead of selling, once Bitcoin hits 80 grand, I'm not going to instantly hit the sell button on 0.01. I'm going to set it, wait till Bitcoin goes to 90,000, maybe even 100,000. And then I'm going to put a limit order. So I'm going to put a stop loss in of 0.01 Bitcoin at 80,000. And if the price never gets back down to 80,000, say it goes up to 120,000, 140,000, then I'm just going to raise this stop loss and add it to the future stop losses. So then I'll also add a stop loss at 90,000 once Bitcoin, say, is 20,000 above 90,000, so at 110,000, just in case there's a wick down, a 10% wick down, it won't get triggered. But this is a nice way that we could actually drag up these stop losses to higher and higher prices and end up with more money in the end, in the event that Bitcoin does go much further than these amounts. So I think 100 grand is the amount that you should definitely have maybe a stop loss at 80,000 in case 100,000 is the top, because that could be the first top. And there's absolutely no guarantee that Bitcoin will get this high to 400,000, but I just put it in there just for the moon bag, just for that scenario. So what has happened in the past is that once Bitcoin starts to peak out, or once it starts to get to these higher and higher prices, that's when the altcoins really start to explode. The altcoins go crazy in the last part of the bull run, and then there's a huge crash. So, well, that's what happened last time around. So let's see if that happens again. If Bitcoin gets to 200,000 plus, I'm going to really start selling a large majority of these altcoins. I don't want to be left holding the bag like I was last time around. If you want, you can also do a similar spreadsheet with Ethereum. You can input your prices. You could do it with any coin that you wanted. However, I think it's just easier to use Bitcoin as the proxy of how much you want to sell of the other ones. You can kind of determine how far we are along in the market. Like by the time we get to 250,000, I'll have sold probably 40% of this, maybe 60% of this. Like, I don't want to be around here. Like, even though there's crazy gains to be made at the end of the bull run in altcoins, like, I don't want to be holding them at the end of the bull run. Once Bitcoin starts trending down, I want to be out of these shitcoins. So that's what I would recommend. That's what I'm going to be doing anyway. I'm going to be selling these ones before, probably a lot before I sell my Bitcoin, and I'm going to use this chart as a proxy to where we are in the run, in my opinion. All right, so full disclosure, I'm going to stop selling. I'm going to stop buying Bitcoin now. I've been buying small amounts of Bitcoin, but at these prices, I just think there's more gains to be made in the altcoins, and I'm kind of being a degenerate going into these altcoins and trying to flip them, get like, you know, a double, a triple, a 10x in the next few months and increase my Bitcoin position in these altcoins, because I think there's crazy rewards and crazy gains to be made in the altcoin market at the moment. But yeah, I just, obviously that's extremely degenerate, risky investing, so not something that you'd find in a textbook, but I think that's what I'm going to be doing anyway. Full disclosure, not financial advice, obviously. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, trying to increase my Bitcoin position by the end of this run. If you enjoyed the video, I'd usually appreciate if you could smash the thumbs up button if it helped you at all. Remember, this spreadsheet is linked in the description, and you can download it and fiddle around with the numbers yourself if you want and work it out for yourself, or you can make your own, or just use this as inspiration. I really hope you got some value out of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.